The United States is sitting down with Iran today to talk about its nuclear program. But they may find that Iran has little appetite to negotiate now. Experts familiar with the views of Iran's hardline leaders say the leaders think they've weathered international sanctions pretty darn well in their country. What does Senator John Barrasso think about that in the Foreign Relations Committee? Senator, good morning to you, and welcome back to our program. You know what the president has said for some time, that there's nothing wrong with sitting down and talking with Iran. At this point, is there or not?
Well, I'm not convinced there is, Bill. You know, 4 years ago, the president said he was going to offer an open hand to Iran. They have responded with a clenched fist, and now Iran is 4 years closer to a nuclear weapon than they were when he came into office. I had a chance to meet with one of the Iranian defense ministers. This was at an international security conference. He seemed very defiant. And I believe now, with North Korea continuing to go into its nuclear testing, that Iran feels emboldened, that they can do whatever they want.
That's an interesting point, because North Korea has done, what, 2 or 3 different tests over the past couple of months. And what's been the result of that? The Western world has said very little.
That's exactly right. They've done underground testing. They've also sent up rocketry. And they basically said this is designed so we can send a nuclear weapon to attack the United States of America. So I think that Iran feels emboldened by that. They continue with their nuclear enrichment. They've continued to say that their goal is to basically annihilate the nation of Israel. And what we have here is an administration that continues to actually talk about unilateral disarmament of the United States. That's what Chuck Hagel, who's been nominated to be Secretary of Defense, has been proposing. He has said so many things against us, even as a nation, being nuclear armed and ready, that it's very disturbing to people all across the country.
If you think that do you think we've lost the argument with Iran over its nuclear program? Is that time past?
Well, I think that the time has passed. They now view it as us versus them. Sanctions have worked to lower the value of their currency. Sanctions have had an impact on people throughout the country of Iran, but I don't believe they have had the impact that has been desired against the Iranian government.
Then why are we sitting down and talking again? You know, what's the expectation from something like this?
I think very little would be expected. I would expect the Iranians to have their arms folded in front of their chest and sitting there, perhaps listening. But basically, they're continuing to run out the clock. They may even talk a little bit about wanting to negotiate, but they have no interest, in my opinion, Bill, in negotiating or being good partners in this. They want to develop a nuclear weapon. That is their goal. That is their plan. That's what they're determined to do.
Senator,
and we're not going to stop them by talking.
Yeah, your former Senator, John Kerry, now Secretary of State, made a comment earlier today that hoping Iran will move toward a path of a diplomatic solution. A lot of folks would say that hope is not a plan or a strategy, but we'll see what comes of it. Senator, thank you for your time and input today. John Barrasso on the Hill. Thanks, Martha.